Welcome back to Breakfast from Roth. We are at Challenge Roth, the 30th anniversary. Thank you, Rainer. We again are brought to you by Flapjack and Nitro. Felix Walchshofer. Felix, thank you so much for joining us, the CEO of the Challenge family, Challenge Roth, 30th anniversary. What do you remember from the first time that you were here?
First time I was 4 years and handing out sponges. So the volunteer shirt was an S, was going under my knees, so could fit in there 3 times. So that's the first memory about triathlon here in Roth.
And then you grew up to become a balloon. You were able to run in with the balloons at one point?
Yeah. For many years I was running in with the balloons behind Lothar and Jürgen Seck.
Yes,
and
all the legends.
Dietrich, all the legends.
So when you look at where this has come now with, 30th anniversary and people from all over the world coming, Sister Madonna Booter, Rudy Garcia Tolson, obviously Ironman champion Pete Jacobs, Marinda Carfrae, when you flash back to being 4 years old and wearing a shirt that was too big and now where it's come, what are your thoughts?
Pretty amazing way to come here, I have to say. Very, very honored and happy and proud, especially about our population here that really made the race.
Yeah.
We have more volunteers than ever, more than 5,700 volunteers. It's a fantastic relationship here with the communities. Everyone is totally excited about their triathletes, about their event. And I think that's the big thing here, that everyone is so happy.
When you think about triathlon and think about marathons, what has become so successful and made those successful is the fact that cities want to bring athletes in to stay in hotels, and that's great revenue. You have 14 hotel rooms in Roth. So this is more than it's a destination race, but people are staying with other families. The whole family attitude really pervades at this race.
Absolutely. We have more than 1,000 athletes and their families and homestay families, Germans who just open up their doors and say, hey, come on in.
Stranger, come stay with me.
Absolutely, absolutely. And stranger, where can we support you? Where can we be out on course? What can we do for you?
Right.
And so many friendships have formed. So many people from Roth have been in Australia, United States, Canada, visiting their friends. And that's awesome.
I remember Belinda Granger telling me that the family she stays with here comes and stays with her in Australia, and they become lifelong friends. When you look at, you had Challenge Roth was really your only event, and then the family of events has expanded. You were just in Atlantic City for your first event in the U.S. You had 1,100 athletes there, rave reviews. People loved it. Running on the boardwalk, 20,000 spectators. It was a great event. Not having a big private equity firm behind you, how tough is it to grow the challenge events around the globe? Because you don't have the deep pockets that other guys do.
No, we don't have. But I think this is also a plus point, I would say, because we are investing everything back into the series. Okay. For us, we never want to be the biggest series in the world. No, we don't. We want to be the best, quality-wise. And this is where we really focus strongly on.
So when you look back and you've got, Chrissie Wellington going 8:18 and Andreas Raylert going 7:41, those times are just mind-boggling. What do you remember about those moments? I mean, Chrissie was like this meteor. She came into our sport. She was here for 4 or 5 years, won everything, shattered every record, and then she was gone. What do you remember about, she went 8:19 one year and then 8:18, ran a 2:44 marathon. How special was that for you?
Absolutely special. Chrissie was here 3 times in a row, and 3 times in a row she did a new world record. So that was pretty amazing. And then we had Lothar Leder, first man ever under 8 hours. Then we had Lothar and Maka battling together the whole day and then just finishing apart with 3 seconds.
Right.
So there's so much history here, and this is also why we just cannot change anything on the course, because the people want to ride and swim and run on that very original course. And this history aspect, but also the aspect that it's a very, very fast course. It's not an easy course. We have, compared to other long-distance events, the same altitude meters. But the roads are very slick. The president of the county, he lets the roads being repaired first thing after winter.
Yes.
It need to be all really good for the athletes, and don't have a lot of turns on the bike. So it's a very, very fast course. And also the marathon course is really fast.
And it's still 140.6 miles. Anyways, you look at it, it's a long day. What I love and what really impressed me last year was the addition of the relays, right? I love the fact that there's people who will come out, like Rainer, our accordion player, who will do the swim. So he can be involved in a triathlon. For the future of the sport, we have to get people in and have them try something like a swim, bike, run, and then go, well, maybe I can do the other parts of it.
Yeah. This is why we have built up a whole festival program, with a night run, a fun run, kids triathlon, CEO triathlon, sprint, women's run. This year we have 2,000 women in pink shirts running on Saturday. It's amazing.
Because that was last year was the first time, and you only decided to start it, a few weeks before the race?
Absolutely, yeah. We ran out of shirts. We had 1,000 women on the waiting list to enter that. It's going to be absolutely amazing. And I think it's just really important to get new people in the sport,
right.
and the relays are fantastic for that. We have so many great histories where runners did the marathon, cyclists did the bike, and then they said, well, okay, next year I'll swim, and then out of a sudden they became a full triathlete, and that's good for the sport.
Absolutely. How much expansion do you see for the Challenge family? How many events are there now, and how many would you like to see?
At the moment we have 28 events worldwide. We have new announcements coming this week at the media conference, which will be very exciting. But as I said before, we don't want to go to 70, 100 or whatever events. That's not our aim.
Right.
We want to have a very, very good quality. We want to have a orientation on the families, on the friends of the athletes that come with them. We want to put in festivals so everyone can participate and join. So that's really what matters for us.
And we mentioned a little earlier, Sister Madonna Booter, one of the legendary, she was just inducted into USA Triathlon Hall of Fame 2 weeks ago. Having someone like her coming, or someone like Rudy, besides seeing them race, I think there's also the spectators see something and then they go, well, if they can do it, why can't I do it? There's something to be said for that.
Absolutely. It's those stories are amazing. Those are the real heroes of our sport.
Yeah.
And traditionally in Roth, they get even more applause than the pros. And Sister Madonna is at the moment being driven over from Stuttgart Airport. There are 3 German camera teams waiting for her. We have this thing called Sister Act, because Sister Madonna Bruder is going to stay with Sister Gerda.
Oh!
And all the nuns will be coming out to cheer her on, so it's going to be amazing, And it's just great stories. Absolutely wonderful and inspirational.
The other side of triathlon is a very solitary sport, and a lot of our events, you don't get a lot of spectators out there. This event, over 200,000 spectators, a lot on Solar Hill. How important has that been for the growth of the event?
Very important, but the great thing is it came naturally, The people just enjoy coming here because it's such a festival atmosphere.
Right.
We have beer gardens all over the places. And last year, with more than 220,000 spectators, we were actually Bavaria's biggest one-day event.
Wow.
And that, with the sport of triathlon in a completely soccer-crazy country, is pretty amazing. So we're very proud about that.
And I heard that you might be doing the entire race on Sunday, correct?
Yes, it's 30th anniversary. For me, it's 30th anniversary of being the race director here.
Yeah.
And I decided that this year is my year, and I'm going to join in, yeah.
And when you finish, I'm imagining you'll stay at the finish to greet the rest of the finishers.
Absolutely. I'll work until Saturday night completely normally. Then take an off time for...
I was going to say it'll be time off. No one can get a hold of you.
Exactly.
Right?
Something between 11:30 and 15 hours.
Yeah.
I don't know how long it's going to take, because I don't want to rush. I know half of the volunteers personally, so definitely going to stop at many places. And just so excited to be in the race myself.
And have you raced it yourself before?
Yes, I did Challenge Wanaka twice.
Okay. No, but here?
No, never.
Never?
Never,
So this is your first time?
Absolutely, yeah.
You'll probably be carrying a little notepad, making little notes. Oh, we should do this next time.
Yeah, actually, I think this is going to help us a lot, because I think from a complete athlete view, you can learn so much what to improve, what is maybe really good and we haven't seen it,
Right.
but we can still improve that. So I think it's going to be a big learning curve for me as well, and all my directors are already afraid with which ideas I come up right after the event.
I love that. Felix, thank you for the awesome hospitality. It was so much fun for us to come last year. We got great response from the U.S. Everybody, in fact, a couple of the guys from Tri Club of San Diego were like, make sure that they don't sell out so fast, because we got to get in next year.
Yeah.
5,500 people will be participating on Sunday.
Yeah, 55. That's also our absolute max.
You can't handle any more.
we could, but then the quality would go down. And
Right.
this is against everything that we stand for. And it's going to be interesting what happens here on Monday, because we had a open vote from the athletes. So they were the ones to choose how to enter for next year. And
Yes.
the athletes decided 1,000 slots at the awards, if you're there in person, and then the rest online. And it's crazy stories. We have a whole bus of British triathletes that are not competing, but they are coming over to Kew to be in the race for next year. And so many people coming for the fireworks with their sleeping bag to just camp in front of the tent
Yes.
to get a slot. So that's going to be really interesting.
Well, I remember when we were doing the show last year, I didn't know what everybody was doing. Everybody was
Yeah.
like camping out. I'm going, what the heck's going on? They're looking to sign up for next year.
Yeah, yeah.
Very, very special. Well, you've created a wonderful atmosphere. What I loved at Challenge Atlantic City, you did bring the atmosphere of Roth to Challenge Atlantic City, because you had 20,000 people on that boardwalk,
Yeah.
right? Who might not know what triathlon is, but
Yeah.
they could sign up and be on a relay team next year.
Absolutely, and I think it's also an educational process. We have to educate people that have never seen triathlon.
Right.
This is also why, with Rudy or Sister Madonna, it's amazing for people who have never been in contact with our sport to say, okay, if she can do it, who am I to say I can't? And that's amazing.
Seeing people getting into the sport for the first time and doing their first race,
Yeah.
I'm imagining that's probably the most impactful thing for you is
Absolutely.
seeing somebody doing a race and changing perceptions of what they can do.
Absolutely, that's for me always the most rewarding point, standing on the finish line and congratulating our athletes. The amount of joy and pain and everything, it's so honest.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing. It's absolutely brilliant.
Is it hard, because as the sport grows and as you're, like I said, 28 events and you're growing and growing, a lot of times, growth, sometimes it's easy, it's not easy. Sometimes you end up compromising, right?
Yeah.
So, well, we want to grow, we want to go there,
Yeah.
we can't do it the same way.
Yeah.
Is that difficult? Because
It is definitely difficult, and it's a constant point that we look upon. But CB, my sister, and me from Challenge Family, we are at every event ourselves.
Right.
We really take care personally, and we are extremely picky, not only on the destination, but especially on the race directors, like Steven, for example,
Right.
and Vigo.
Yes.
They're just wonderful persons that live the sport,
Right.
and they were perfect partners from the beginning on. And Steven is arriving today, so he's coming over, and that's great.
Love that. Felix,
Yeah.
thank you for everything you do. We're going to bring in a swimmer now who's going to be swimming. And I cannot believe your lederhosen don't fit anymore. You've gotten so skinny.
Compression.
Exactly.
Lederhosen compression.
Exactly. All right, Raider. We are at Challenge Roth, the 30th anniversary. Felix, our CEO, has been our guest. We, again, are brought to you by Flapjack and Nitro. And you can check out all of our interviews on Babbittville on YouTube. Hold on, everyone. We will be right back.